Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new video. In this video, I'm finally going to be doing my Martin Madrazo contact mission content episode. So he's pretty much the last day 1 contacts, of course, I'm going to be covering on the channel, of course. Pretty much there's the Diamond Casino Resort contact, that's pretty much the only one that's been added for DLC. Other DLC contact missions have built onto previous contacts like Lamar, Simeon, and Martin Madrazo, for example. And by the way, this will not include the dispatch services. I'm only focused on the day 1 missions, and that also does not include the free mode co-op missions. I'll probably be episode number 8 or 9, whichever one I'll be on after this one. But anyways, the mission on screen is on the list, which is unlocked by reaching rank 18 for being able to host the mission. It is 1 to 4 players. Our P reward on hard, no modifiers, is 2,180. And then maximum cash reward on hard, no modifiers, 16 plus minutes, is $19,080. And then note this mission was added with the High Life DLC. The contact missions from last gen that were added through DLC are typical contact missions, so I figure I might as well include them in these day 1 contact missions, since yeah, they are pretty simple ones compared to the ones of day 1. They're pretty similar. Unlike things like Lamar missions and dispatch, those are more interesting missions, I would say. But anyways, I'll be going to see if there's any fun facts or anything. By the way, the one on the screen right now, it's artificial scarcity or something like that. But yeah, the last mission you have to kill 4 targets within 10 minutes or something, and you have to kill the last target in 5 minutes. So if you structure it well enough, you could potentially make the 15-minute payout, though it kind of also sounds like you have to play for 16 minutes for a maximum payout. So it may or may not be possible to get the max payout on the list mission that was previously on the screen. Just a little FYI I figured I would mention. By the way, on the list, its phone time is locked to noon apparently, which is good for getting certain vehicles through the game, of course, that are pre-modified that you can sell for better prices at LS Customs compared to normal vehicles that you can sell at the LS Customs. Yeah, I'm still going to see if there's any fun facts or trivia. There's tips and trivia on the list. I'm still on that mission, by the way. Let's know what's going on the 3rd mission on the list of Martin Madrazo missions. Once again, not including dispatch services. Yeah, this mission apparently became easier with more players on a team, because yeah, you can go for different targets. So definitely having more than yourself on the first mission that was on the screen will definitely be very beneficial. And it's recommended that the team kills a target in Chamberlain Hills last, as it's the closest to the marina, and you always have 5 minutes to kill the final target. I wouldn't really worry about it too much, but if you really like completing these missions in a fast manner, that's a good way to do so. And then the 5th target will spawn at the beginning of the mission and can be killed at any time. However, if the final target's killed early, the mission will end in a failure once the original 4 are killed. So while the 5th one is available to kill, you shouldn't, because it sounds like it fails the mission, for those who were curious. And then final tip on GTA Wiki is if it's accurate and quick enough, you can use a sniper rifle to kill the final target from the Vespucci helipad, which saves a potential boat chase. But if there being all these crazy weaponized vehicles and whatnot now, I feel like that tip's pretty outdated, I would say. But still, if you want to and don't really have access to these vehicles, that's a good way to do it. As long as you have some sort of basic helicopter or something, that would be possible, or a good one to do, technically speaking. And then there's a few things of trivia as well for the first mission I'm on still. The mission was one of 8 new contact missions added in the High Life update, of course. Along with GTA Today, Hit 'em Up, Denial of Service, Master Data, Crime, Sinister, Artificial Scarcity, and Handle with Care. Just a thing of trivia if I would mention. By the way, for those DLC missions from like the High Life update and like Flight School update and stuff like that, I'll probably do videos on those separately. But they're going to be like a mishmash of multiple contacts, if that makes any sense. So I will probably do those episodes of DLC contact missions from like the High Life update. If you're looking for a very particular contact in general, you can refer to these previous videos, of course. By the way, if I should mention now that this is probably going to be a 3-part episode, just like the Lester contact mission content, just because there's so many contact missions for those 2 contacts compared to other contacts. At least when it's not including DLC missions, that is. But yeah, also another fact with the first mission that was on the screen, it plays very similar to another Martin mission called Judging the Jury. I don't think that one's on this part. It's probably going to be for part 2 or part 3. But yeah, that's the 1 to 8 player mission, which actually makes it very interesting as well. And then, next trivia, of course, is the mission also shares a lot of similarities with the mission auto side from GTA Vice City. Both involve killing various people, spread over a map. You use a boat, a car, and standing on a billboard within a time limit. Pretty sure Autoside's an assassination mission from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, of course, which you get through like the payphone or something like that. So that's how it's similar to that one. Going back to on the list, of course. And then when starting the mission, the player will spawn near the court center and be given 2 jackals or body 801 they use. If you're one of those players who don't have like weaponized vehicles or anything like that to really help you on these missions. But yeah, that's finally it for the first mission. So I'll be going back to Artificial Scarcity or whatever, which was the one where I had to destroy all the like trucks and whatnot. So the minimum rank requirement in order to host, unless you're playing on a secondary character pretty much, is ranked 19. It's another 1 to 4 player mission. RP reward on hard. RP reward on hard, 16 plus minutes and no modifiers is 2,310. By the way, I should also mention these are all going to be on double million RP for all 3 parts of this, just for people to know. And then the money reward on hard and no modifiers is $19,140. And this mission is also from the High Life update. By the way, the one on the screen right now is also one that's out of the High Life update for later, but I might still mention it, of course. And apparently the time limit for Artificial Scarcity, the one where you destroy the trucks and whatnot, is locked at the time of 21 o'clock, which once again is good for going for certain vehicles like a pre-modified Sentinel XS that spawns somewhere in the city. So that's a good mission to play if you want to farm for like pre-modified Sentinel XSs and store them in your garages. And then there's tips and trivia for the second one as well. So for Artificial Scarcity at the start of the mission, 2 members of a team can chase after 2 trucks leaving the area again and destroying them to prevent the trucks getting far away. Even if you're doing it solo, it's not really that important anymore with all the crazy weaponized vehicles and whatnot once again. That's kind of an outdated tip, I would say. And then mission becomes easier when using a buzzard attack chopper from Pegasus, as you can lock on to the mules in a rapid session. You can do that with certain much better weaponized vehicles that were added, of course, later on. It's pretty much helicopters and planes that can like cycle between targets. To do that, you do like L1 and like R1 or LB or RB on like Xbox and whatever on PC. And that allows you to quickly cycle through the targets if you're really struggling on locking onto the proper target you want. And then for the third and final tip on the GTA Wiki, it says once a truck is destroyed, the 2 trucks in the eastern corner of the facility will begin driving away. And 2 Grangers carrying a team of 4 enemies each will enter the area as well. So it seems at least 4 of the trucks of all the trucks in the artificial scarcity mission, which was the previous one on screen, seem to get out of the area. So do keep that in mind, that not all of them are going to stay in the like particular area where you have to destroy the trucks. But yeah, I'll be going on to the trivia for the previous mission that was on screen. It was once again one of the 8 missions out of the High Life update. Since I already mentioned them previously, I won't go into details with them there. And then if you take too long destroying the parked trucks, the guards will get in the trucks and drive away. I think that's one I was kind of mentioning in the tips, though it's also in trivia, so I figured I would mention it. And then now I'm caught up with the mission that's on screen right now, being handled with care. It's a rank 20 minimum in order to host the mission. It's a 1 to 4 player mission. Again, the RP reward on hard modifiers is 1,950, which is actually the lowest of the free so far. And then the money reward on hard modifiers is $19,200. And once again, it was one with the High Life update. So Martin Madrazo at least has 3 of the 8 that were added with the High Life update, it seems. And then the time for it's actually in game time, since the other 2 times are like locked to a particular time for on the list in artificial scarcity. And then there's a single tip and then some trivia for the mission that's on screen right now. First tip is upon arriving at the Pacific Alley shipyard, it's a lot easier to enter it by going around and into the back entrance. Not entirely sure what back entrance it's talking about. I think it was the one by like the boats. I guess that's what it means by back entrance. Though I kind of honestly recommend the front entrance. You can literally go on top of like the truck trailer, and then you can jump into, like you can then jump past the gate in, if you don't have like weaponized vehicles or anything. Oh yeah, by the way, going back to the other 2 missions really quick, I believe I recommended the Oppressor Mark II. I believe that's what I was using on screen. And right now on this mission, you can see that I'm driving one of the boats. And I believe I turned the camera towards a boat that's actually by the docks. If you go far enough away to the right of the boat that I like showed on the camera of the mission, you can actually like avoid any like contact with it and it won't go after you. So you might want to stay pretty right of the docks. You might not want to go too like left towards the docks, because then that boat will go after you. And not having it after you makes the mission tremendously easier, at least when you're doing it solo, of course, like I am on the screen right now, of course. But yeah, going into the trivia, once again, it was one of 8 missions added in the High Life update. Next being a trivia is it's possible to avoid the chase boats by taking the boats through the inner channel route around Malaysian Island. And in parentheses it says heading west first. I believe that's kind of what I talked about earlier, is if you go like more to the right of the docks, you won't get in contact with the boats, which actually makes the mission tremendously easier. So I definitely do recommend that for when you're delivering the 2 boats. And then while the mission's open to single players, it's best performed with at least 2 due to having to deliver 2 sun traps. And I believe this mission actually took the maximum time that you get paid for, I believe. I believe it's the only one on this list for those who are curious. The other ones I've done in under 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure. That's on this particular part. Part 2 and 3, of course, can have ones that are just as long or maybe even longer or something like that. But yeah, final thing of trivia for this mission is, while the mission, never mind, I actually already covered that one. And then there are sea sharks parked at the beach to allow a single player to return to the dock for the second boat. But it's a long round trip. I actually used the van, since in my opinion that was a lot easier. I'm not sure, both could be just as difficult to get back to the boat. But yeah, what I did was use a van, and I called my FH1 Hunter in particular, but basically just use your fastest transport, I would say, when you get close to the road. It's quite a drive up the mountains and whatnot, so it's hard to really say if the Sea Shark method or like the van method would be better. I personally went with the van one though. And after all, you can't instantly spawn your helicopters, like, no matter where you are on the map, as long as you don't have something else at the moment. Or actually, in general, I think you kind of can. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this mission, so I'll be going on to the next clip. On to the next mission here. We have time to get away, which minimum rank requirement in order to host, at least on your primary character, is rank 20. And then it's a 1 to 2 player mission. RP reward on hard, no modifiers, is 1,700. 16 plus minutes. And then the money reward maximum on hard, no modifiers, 16 plus minutes, is $19,200. And it's actually from the Independence Day DLC this mission is. And apparently the in-game time for this mission is always noon, so it makes it pretty good for getting certain pre-modified vehicles on the streets that you can then sell through the LS Customs for increased profit compared to like usual cars you can sell through the LS Customs. And then now to see if there's any tips or trivia. There's a couple tips and then like a few things of trivia. First tip is after leaving the barn, taking the train tracks to the left and then heading west towards the airfield will help prevent SUVs from catching the player, as well as cut down on time. So that's a pretty good strategy if you don't have weaponized vehicles, of course. By the way, for this one I recommend a Deluxo since it's a flying vehicle, but it's also, of course, like a typical vehicle as well. Of course, you could try calling like a helicopter or airplane through your personal vehicle list. That would work as well, but I definitely find a Deluxo to be much more convenient since you could spawn that by your feet if anything goes wrong by any chance during the mission. And then second tip is if the player escapes via the highway, they will encounter multiple FIB Grangers and FIB Buffaloes. So once again, you'll probably want to avoid the road as best as you can. So once again, that proves that Deluxo is a very viable option for this mission. And then trivia. It was one of 3 new contact missions added in the Independence Day special, along with hard labor and pickup sticks. And then this mission, as well as GTA Today, is apparently very rarely offered to players for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why. Seems pretty interesting for sure. And then next thing in trivia is, as of the Independence Day special, this mission's the only contact mission added in Grand Theft Auto Online updates, which cannot be undertaken by 4 players. Not sure if that's including like new ones like the Diamond Casino and Resort missions. I think those are like 2 to 4 players. So I'm guessing that one is still up to date. And then for the next thing of trivia, apparently a pit golly appears near the starting point of the mission. However, it's unattainable outside of the mission. It may not always spawn during the mission. And then there's apparently a red jackal owned by LS Stupio that can be kept by the player after the mission is complete. But apparently it was updated so where you can no longer store the vehicle in garages, but you can take it into Los Santos Customs, you just can't store it in a garage. And then 2 female rangers will apparently always spawn at the farm before the players arrive. Onto the mission on screen right now. It's out of court settlement, which the rank requirement in order to host is rank 22. It is a 1 to 2 player mission. The RP reward on hard, no modifiers, is 1,160, 16 plus minutes. And then the money reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is $19,320. And now to see if there's any fun facts or trivia. By the way, I recommend the Oppressor Mark II. It's just a simple mission where you blow up a vehicle and then you collect the like package. You can actually blow up the person. I was quite shocked on it actually. Because on a lot of missions that involve like collecting evidence, I'm pretty sure destroying the vehicle destroys the evidence realistically. So I was quite shocked there. And that one's an in-game time, by the way. And then there's no trivia, but there's a single tip for that mission that was previously on the screen. And it's prior to being patched, players were able to keep the slightly modified Felon GT from the mission, which apparently you could sell for $22,000. But yeah, that has unfortunately been patched. But still, there's pre-modified vehicles that you can get at certain times that do pretty much pay around that amount anyways. So it's not that big of a loss. But then I'll be going on to the next mission right now, which is on screen, which is Death from Above. Once again, it was a simple one with the Oppressor Mark II, since you just have to blow up a certain amount of people. You don't really need more than 20 missiles, I would say. And then you photograph a target. But yeah, Death from Above, the rank requirement in order to host is rank 23. It's a 1 to 4 player mission. And then the RP reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, it's actually 1,500. And the money reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers is $19,440. And now to see if there's any fun facts or trivia or anything like that. This one's an in-game time mission, by the way. So the time's not stuck at a particular time. And apparently for trivia, the house appears to be under police protection or maybe guarded by undercover police, as it will gain free stars just for entering the property. Or of course, firing on patrols, but by that point you, for the most part, would probably be entered in the property. And then after the 1.11 patch, players no longer need to take a picture of the target. Also, after killing the target, Martin will send a text saying, "Get out of there and escape the cops." That latter part that I mentioned seems to still be in the game. However, not having to take the picture, that's no longer a thing. Which it goes into in a little bit later here, which as of patch 1.14, the change has been reverted back. And you once again have to take a picture of the target. And the same applies to other Martin missions that have you taking a picture of a target, being checkout time, and then water the vineyard. But yeah, I'll be going on to the next clip.
Perfect. A pleasure doing business with you.
On to the next mission here, we have checkout time, which takes a big jump in terms of the rank requirement in order to host, being rank 35 compared to rank 23 from the Death from Above mission from before. It's a 1 to 2 player mission. And by the way, if I said 1 to 2 player on accident for Death from Above, it was a 1 to 4 player mission, but checkout time is 1 to 2 player. And then the RP reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is 1,110 RP. And then the money reward on hard, no modifiers, is $20,100. And hopefully I remember to say 16 plus minutes. That goes for every mission pretty much that I cover on every single one of these contact mission content videos. But yeah, now to see if there's any tips or trivia. There is a single thing of trivia, which this mission is apparently similar to the mission Badlands in GTA San Andreas, where the protagonist, of course, which in this game would be the GTA Online protagonist, or Carl Johnson in San Andreas, kills a witness, photographs the corpse, and then delivers the photo to the mission's boss, being Martin Madrazo in this game, and then Frank Tenpenny in San Andreas. Definitely remember that mission, and I definitely do see the similarities, actually. At least a little bit, I do. But yeah, I'll be going on to the next mission here, and it's going to be water the vineyard, which the minimum rank requirement in order to host this mission is rank 40. It's another 1 to 2 player mission. The RP reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is 1,370 RP. And then the money reward on hard, no modifiers, 16 plus minutes is $20,400. And now to see if there's any fun facts or trivia. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but I believe the last mission was one of those simple ones where you destroy a car and then you collect evidence or something like that. So that's why I recommend the Oppressor Mark II, because all you have to do is pretty much blow up the vehicle and maybe take a picture on that one for a checkout time. I believe this might be the final one, since I believe it sounded like there was 3 missions that all utilize the Snapmatic feature of the phone. I believe all 3 of them are like right next to each other actually. It was Death from Above, the checkout time, and Watered Vineyard, which is on screen right now. So that might be the final one that utilizes Snapmatic. Just a little FYI. And then in-game time is the time of day. So it doesn't particularly take place at noon or 21 o'clock or anything. And there's no tips or trivia for this mission apparently. So I'll be going on to the next mission, which will show up in a tiny bit on the video, of course. Next mission will be Grab Your Ballas, which will show up right now. And then the rank requirement, or the host, is rank 40. There's another couple that take place at rank 40. And I believe after this one I only have one more mission in, and then the next one will take place on part 2. But yeah, rank 40 is minimum in order to host for this mission. It's a 1 to 4 player mission this time around. And then the RP reward on hard, no modifiers, 16 plus minutes, is 2,530. And then the money reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is once again $20,400. And then it also takes place in-game time, for those who wonder. And then there's a couple things of trivia for this mission. Then I'll probably be going on the last mission for this particular part. I might also add one, I'm not sure. It depends on like the time of the video and how long the next mission is. It's actually a pretty major one. I believe the one after the next one that shows up is going to be the Los Connection, which I would argue is actually the best mission in the game. But going back to this mission that's on screen right now, the name is a reference to the phrase "grab your balls," another like sexual humor thing that Rockstar has, of course. I recommend the Oppressor Mark II, by the way, once again, but do be careful not to destroy the truck or anything around it, of course. So as long as you're careful with it, you'll be good, I would definitely say. Because you have to like save the truck, you can't really just blow up everything, so it kind of makes it a little harder. So this is why this is like a long mission on this video. It's a pretty long clip, so it's probably going to be a big time jump for those who are curious. But yeah, for the final thing of trivia for this mission, before we go on to the possible last mission of the video, is on rare occasions a Ballas member will get in the mill truck and drive off in an attempt to escape from the players. So in that case, the Oppressor Mark II might not be your best option, so if you're worried the driver will drive off, you might want to go with like a Deluxo or something where you can use missiles and you can also use drive-by weapons. Something like that. But it's on rare occasions, like it says on the GT Wiki. I think there was a Ballas that was actually almost about to do that, but I think I might have killed the person, I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, I'll be going on to the next mission. On to the final mission of this video. By the way, I decided not to include Los Connection. I feel like that would be more fitting for an introduction mission for part 2. Especially considering I would argue it's the best contact mission, even between like the DLC ones in the game, for like a particular reason, as far as my knowledge goes. Who knows, maybe later on in this contact mission content series, when I go over videos like that, or missions like that, I might change my mind. Oh, I might not. I'm pretty confident Los Connections would probably be the best mission in the game. Yeah, anyways, this mission that's on screen right now is Stick Up the Stick Up Crew, which the minimum rank requirement in order to host is rank 40. It's a 1 to 4 player mission. The RP reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is 3,750. And then the money reward on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is $20,400. So now to see if there's any fun facts or trivia. And by the way, I recommend a Deluxo for this one personally. Reason being is I'm pretty sure there was more than 20 enemies on this one, so obviously since the Oppressor Mark II can only hold 20 missiles, it wouldn't really be a viable option in this case. But yeah, I recommend using the Deluxo as long as you can. I also believe a helicopter spawns when you get inside of the Benson, so you might want to take out the helicopter with the Deluxo. Though honestly, I would say your land targets would probably be the ones to really worry about in this mission. Though regardless, taking out the helicopter just gets rid of like more worry with the mission, of course. And this one takes place in game time, by the way. And then there's actually not any tips or trivia for this one, so that's finally going to be it for this video in terms of the audio in particular. The rest of the video will of course be the rest of the gameplay for this contact mission. Hope you enjoyed.
With me! Get out! You're not allowed here.